Hello, everyone. This is Celia Milton from North Jersey, and I'm here with Andrea Pertel from the Shore and Central. And if you're really nice to her, maybe she'll go to way down south. But anywhere you're getting married, we have you covered. We are so delighted to welcome PetePalladino. He is the Director of Restaurant and Hotel Operations for Fearless Restaurants in New Jersey, which I kind of love that right away.
Yeah.
Their portfolio of stylish, delicious venues can solve several of your wedding planning dilemmas with one call. So don't be overwhelmed. He and his team will help you find all the perfect settings, not just for your wedding, but for relaxing and welcoming rehearsal dinners and day after brunches, and even that five-star hotel block that will delight your guests. Everyone will want to stay over. And what a beautiful place to spend some time, right? Couldn't be
Right.
better. 18 miles of fun. Oh, they should use that. I'll sell it to them. Pete, how are you? Tell us all about your fabulous restaurants.
Oh, I'm great. You know what? We're so lucky we're here on LBI. LBI is just this gorgeous little hidden gem right here on the Jersey Shore. And so we have two restaurants here. I'm part of a bigger family of restaurants called Fearless Restaurants, and there's 14 restaurants in our portfolio. So down here on LBI, we have Daddy-O Restaurant and Hotel in Brant Beach, which is really the center of the island. And then on the southern tip of the island, we have a place called Tucker's Tavern. It sits right on the water. So pretty great. The summer is what we live for. And so to us, every day is just one day closer to the summer.
Yeah. Yes. I love LBI. It's such a special place. Or Long Beach Island is such a special place. Tell us, let's start with Daddy-O's. Tell us about having your wedding there. What do you offer? How many guests can you accommodate? Do you do micros and all that?
Sure. So we do literally anything and everything. We've done small weddings for 25 people where they'll get married here on site, back in our garden area.
Mm-hmm.
We are at Daddy-O, we're on the beach block. So we're just 5 houses from the beach. So also wonderful to go up and get married right on the beach and then have all your guests wander back down here for the reception. We can do the thing that separates our places from, let's just say, a normal wedding venue, catering hall kind of places, is we're doing food and beverage every day. And so there's nothing that scares us in terms of, a small event or a larger event. So we can kind of scale to whatever people's needs are. So if you're looking to do a rehearsal dinner for 45 people, great, let's do it. There's not necessarily minimums that you need to make. I need to have 225 people in order to use this venue. That's not us.
Uh-huh.
So here at Daddy-O, we can pretty much do everything from rehearsal dinners, Sunday brunches, full weddings. We put together a package that you can actually buy out the entire property. So
Yeah.
here on site, we do have a 22-room boutique hotel.
Cool.
Whether it be for that buyout where you basically are getting the entire place, including the hotel, or you can just set up a wedding block for your guests, to stay here. And then if you're doing the wedding here or the rehearsal dinner here, they just have to walk right downstairs.
I love it. It's a beautiful boutique hotel,
Oh, the hotel looks
plus
gorgeous.
amenities, beach access. Guests can stay, eat, party all in one place.
Yeah.
It's like a destination wedding without having to go anywhere except to the Jersey Shore, which is gorgeous.
Yeah. And that's the object here. I think when people come to LBI, it's nice to just park your car once and then you don't have to get in your car again until.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another good thing about Daddy-O's. When you said park your car once, because being at the shore, you have plenty of parking there.
Yeah, I mean, we probably have between both places, the largest parking on the island, which
Ooh.
sounds like a silly thing to as an amenity, but those of you that know beach towns, it's like when people are here, there's no place to park. And
Yeah.
so, especially if you're throwing an event here, making sure that your guests have a place that they can park their car while they're with us is pretty important.
It is definitely. The personalities of your places are so different and so distinctive and lovely and fun. Tell us about each one a little bit.
Sure. I always equate it to this, where I look at Daddy-O is, if we're talking in terms of cocktails, Daddy-O is a martini. Uh,
Okay.
Daddy-O is upscale, very much that retro surf boutique
Mhm.
hotel. Inside, it is a higher end experience, but not stuffy. I mean, we're here at the beach. So when I say higher end, it's like
Yeah.
the level of execution for both normal everyday dining as well as any events that we do is going to be a step above our competitors, we like to say. And Tucker's is think gastro pub beach fare where it's like this awesome English pub meets American tavern with these gigantic outside spaces, sits right on the water there. So we've got this wonderful rooftop deck. We've got this wonderful deck below that overlooks on the Barnegat Bay there. And again, both places are, I think, punching above their weight when in terms of culinary. And we like to really the food that you're getting when you eat with us is the same. It's coming from the same kitchen that your wedding or rehearsal dinner is coming from.
The food looks beautiful too. The pictures, I hope people will go to the websites because the photography on all of these, on the food, on the settings is just beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm looking at the menus too. It's gorgeous. And so Tucker's, is it Bayside or Oceanside?
It's on the bay.
It's has the most beautiful sunsets. That's what I thought, like, because the sunsets are gorgeous there. So perfect for your wedding photography. Both of these venues are so close to the beach or the bay with the sunset. And now, is it Daddy-O's? Do they both have upstairs rooftop cocktail hour, or is it just Daddy-O's that has that?
So we both do. When we
Wow.
first built Daddio, Daddio was one of our first locations here on LBI. We had this rooftop area that was really just a sun deck for hotel guests, and nobody ever used it because we're 5 houses from the beach.
Yeah.
Got into a rooftop bar. It was actually the first rooftop bar here on LBI, which just sort of exploded. And so now, to do events up there, gorgeous views. And it really changed the business trajectory for us here at Daddio. So when we built Tucker's, we knew that we had to put a rooftop on there, especially
Mhm.
right on the bay.
Mhm.
And, there is no better place. It's like those that know LBI really love it. And so to be able to share that with your wedding guests is really a special thing because all of a sudden people that are used to going to the Hamptons are used to going to, Southern New Jersey. They don't necessarily, they've never heard of LBI. And so all of a sudden you're able to kind of let them in on our little secret here.
I think that's a really nice bonus to a lot of the places that we talk to, like museums and gardens and LBI, of course, is that it introduces the place to people who may have never even heard of it or definitely have never been there. And I think that's such a nice thing.
Yeah, the again, we love being here. Daddio is celebrating our 20th year this year. Tucker's just had our 10-year anniversary last year. So, we're very embedded in the community. So when people do things with us, it is more of a handheld concierge experience than someplace else that's turning out, 200 weddings a year, where it's like, we're going to be there through every step of the process, whether it be in hotel blocks, rehearsal dinners, weddings,
Mm.
whatever. There's myself and the rest of our team that is going to really help assist.
Yeah. I think both of these places have just that built-in atmosphere, just beautiful to the point where a couple coming to, decorating or thinking of how they're going to decorate the reception area for their reception, they don't really need too much decor, correct? I mean, both of these Daddy-O's and Tuckers are so beautiful.
Correct. I mean, you're working with a finished space, so you're welcome to decorate as you wish. But we have plenty of people that walk in and just say, I love it. Just keep it as is and let's light the candles and have a party.
Yeah. How easy is it? So you're walking distance to the beach from Daddy-O's if you want to have your wedding on the beach there. Is it pretty easy for couples to get a permit? Do you know anything about that, or they just call the municipal clerk there and find out about it?
I do. It's relatively easy. All you have to do is really reach out and get a permit at
Mhm.
the clerk, and we are Long Beach Township here, where Daddio is, and so that's an easy permit. And I believe all they ask is that you leave nothing on the beach, leave it as you found it.
Mhm.
Help organize if there's anything needed, chairs and any sort of backdrop that's needed for anybody's wedding. We can certainly help organize all that.
Oh, okay. That's great. So, how far in advance do are you booking out? Do you even have any space available for 2026? Are you still booking or are you into 27?
No, we're still booking. I mean, I think the season here on LBI is really a 6 month window where everything is really happening.
Yeah.
We are just about to get that started because if you're getting married on LBI, really you want to be able to use the outside spaces.
Yeah.
So, we're going to start here in May. The good thing is we've just started working, especially down at Tucker's, where we found that we have the confines of the summer and just doing regular a la carte business sometimes precluded us from doing any sort of weddings or other events. So we just partnered with Queen City Marina down at Tucker's Tavern. So we are going to be their exclusive caterer there. So now
Wow.
when it comes to us in the middle of July and we don't have the space to do something at Tucker's, well, now we have this gorgeous waterfront marina that we can turn into your wedding venue and we can still be the food and beverage provider over there, which is super fun.
Oh, that is great.
That's
So, and
great.
you do private catering as well, correct?
We do.
Okay.
We do private catering. Usually the private catering is, for larger events, call it above 30 people, but
Mhm.
gone and done rehearsal dinners at people's homes, and brought our chef. And, that's super fun because that's a real, handheld experience. And that's like we get to share some food and wine with people on a personal level.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fantastic. I love it. I love it. What trends are you seeing with your clients? Are you seeing specific things in the people you're talking to for this summer season?
I'm seeing a lot of less traditional ceremonies, celebrations, where it's more of the extended cocktail party uh,
I love that.
movement. And that's one thing that I think Daddio shows really well at because if you do a buyout here, there's so many different spaces here where you're setting up, an action station, let's say as a tuna carving station over in this site, and then, another station here, and now there's a cigar rolling station outside in the garden. Like that to me is a wedding that is unlike anything that I think a
Yeah.
lot of your guests have seen. And like that's what I'm seeing a lot of the traditional sit downs. People still do them, but I think it's people are just looking for different ways to celebrate and keep their guests engaged. And when you start to pull people to sit down for like a seated meal, sometimes I think, especially the younger generation, they just want to keep the party going.
Yeah,
Right.
that's we're hearing that too. I'm doing a number of cocktail party weddings, cocktail style weddings over the summer. And I think, if you're at the shore and you've got these beautiful backdrops and fluid space where you can go over there and have something carved, and over there you have something else to do. And it just seems to be so much more organic to me than, okay, everybody's having a really great time at cocktail hour. Let's go sit down.
Right. Right. I
They
love
want to
that.
keep the party going and personal, making things more personal.
Mhm.
A reflection of what the couple enjoys is what we're seeing more of.
Yeah.
They're saying, "Oh, that particular tradition, especially in ceremonies, isn't us. We want the ceremony to reflect us. We want the space to reflect us." And couples have really, yeah, they've really made it personal. They're not stuck with this is the cookie cutter that used to be.
I think that that's important when we started doing this. It's so we have an entire concierge team that's centralized in our PA locations that is helping doing all the bookings, setting menus, and so really it can be whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be cookie cutter. This is not just insert your name here and we're going to do the thing that we always do. It's more of, let's talk about your vision, how we can execute that vision, whether it be at one of our properties or, off site at Queen City Marina through Tucker's and Daddio coming in 2027. We're talking to some folks, and the deal isn't quite set, but we're going to have another venue that we'll be working with through here. So there's always a space that is, um, you know, can meet your needs, whether it be 25 people, whether it be 225 people. We can do that, and we can make it whatever you want it to be.
Yeah. I think that the Jersey Shore, so many people have such lovely, nostalgic, sometimes family history at the Jersey Shore. And to do your wedding down there and be able to craft it in exactly the way that's going to evoke those memories is such a special thing.
Yes.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah.
People have grown up here, coming here as kids, and
Yep.
they decide to get married here. It creates that connection.
LBI has or at least for me, I think everybody feels this way. It has a different vibe to it. I just love it. I've lived 21 years in Point Pleasant Beach, and of course we had Jenkinson's and all of that. But I would go to LBI for a weekend getaway. It just has a different. But you don't feel like you're in at Jenkinson's. You feel like you're in Jersey. You don't in LBI. It really has a different feel to it. I've been to Daddy O's. I love it there. I actually some years ago attended a friend's wedding at Daddy O's, and it was fabulous. So besides being there as an officiant, I usually am on the beach. I think a great place, a great thing about Daddy O's and Tucker's Tavern, if you are having your ceremony on the beach, you have the perfect backup location in case of rain. Nobody wants to think that they're going to have rain on their wedding day, but it does happen. And this way, so you just move it inside to one of these beautiful venues.
We've done so many, pivots in the moment. And it's just like, whatever needs to happen, that's what's going to happen, and so for us, it's like it's another adventure every single day. I love it when the sun is shining, there's not a cloud in the sky, and everything goes off as planned, but it doesn't always happen that way, but it doesn't matter.
It's funny you say that, the pivots. I think and the best is when the couple doesn't know that we've had to pivot, whether it's the venue or us as officiants or the photographer or whatever, and you have to behind the scenes go, oh wait, okay, we got to make this work. Do you have a favorite story or just a favorite wedding that you've hosted at either one of these venues to share with us?
So we did a buyout here at Daddy-O. They wanted to get married New Year's Eve. And so we thought about it and said, what, let's do it. Let's, close to the public and just do this wedding. And I got to tell you, it was so fun. It was like such a fun New Year's Eve, not only for, the bride and the groom and all of their guests, but just it was fun for us to do because you're celebrating not only their wedding, you're celebrating New Year's Eve. They have the entire space. And so all of the different experiences that we were able to create in all the different spaces here, this was a wedding for 350 people. And
oh my God,
it was awesome. It was so much fun. We didn't want it to end.
I love that. I think a New Year's Eve party or something, a wedding happening on a holiday like that is so much fun. You have all your friends and family around, not only celebrating you, but also New Year's. It gives you some place to go for New Year's. I always enjoy it.
You're asking your guests to give up their New Year's Eve to come to your wedding. It better be a fun party.
Right. I love it. So, let's say a couple is interested in either, seeing Daddy O's or Tucker's Tavern. What's their next step? How do they get in touch with you?
So if you go to our website, whether it be fearlessrestaurants.com or either daddyo.lbi.com or Tucker's Tavern-lbi.com, you can just click on private parties right from the website. We'll take you and put you right into our system, and our concierges reach out usually by the end of the day. And they've got the master calendars and can talk about site visits and tours and menus and everything that you need to know right from that portal. Or they can give either one of us a call.
Yeah, we will put a link to all the websites, the 3 websites, on our social media and the podcast page, so that couples can go right from there. Click on it and go right there, as well as to your Instagram page for each restaurant, so they can look through and get a good idea of what your places look like. So I think one of the things that there's so much to love about these venues, but with Daddy-O's having their accommodations right on site, the hotel, that's so valuable. Because we're talking about partying New Year's Eve, partying at the wedding, you just go to your hotel afterwards.
Right. It
I
is
like it.
fun when you can just walk upstairs. And even if you're not doing your event with us, we still do a tremendous amount of wedding blocks, all the time. So, there's lots of wonderful places to get married down here. And so it is such a small, tight-knit community, so that if we can accommodate, somebody for a wedding or an event at one of our properties or off-site, we will just direct them to our friends down the street, and maybe they still do the wedding block with us. So, um, it's every single weekend there's people celebrating on LBI.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a beautiful, beautiful place.
Yes.
Okay, so and you obviously do the big weddings, and you say small weddings, micro weddings. We're seeing a lot of those. What's the smallest guest count that you'll do?
I mean, we will do rehearsal dinners and weddings for 35, 40 people.
Okay.
I think it's once you get smaller than that, we still accommodate. And we just did one this past weekend down at Tucker's, where it was a wedding celebration for 25 people. And that
That's
was,
great.
don't necessarily have a private space for that, but our guests they weren't really looking for that. They just wanted to be part of the mix.
Mm,
Took good care of them then there. So really, there's no event that is too big or too small for us to handle.
I love it. I love it.
That's great.
Built-in atmosphere, a real foodie experience, boutique stay, shore town charm. It has it all.
Absolutely. I mean, we love food and we love, great wine and sharing that with everybody. So, um, the good thing with us is that I think our culinary director, Jeff Alberti, and I work closely with all the brides and the grooms and really come up with, a vision as what they're looking for. How can we deliver on that? And how can we really elevate their expectations and over deliver? That's our goal.
Yeah. Sounds fabulous. Isn't it fun to be part of someone's special day? It's so joyful, right? It's exhausting, but joyful.
Yeah.
It's like, how fun is that we get to be at a wedding all the time. It's pretty fun.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And they trust us when they choose, one of us. They trust us with their day. And that's pretty, yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
great.
I want to thank you so much for joining us today. And I look forward to seeing you this summer.
Yes.
And again, we'll put the links on our website, on also our social media sites. And thank you so much, Pete, for joining us.
Thank you so much, girls. I really appreciate it. And please stop by. LBI is like, it's so fun in the summertime. If you happen to be down here officiating, just pop in and say hello.
Okay, will do. Will do. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Pete. Have a great one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
This podcast is brought to you by New Jersey wedding officiant Andrea Pertel, owner of For This Joyous Occasion Officiating Services.
And Celia Milton, owner of NJ Vows Now, also New Jersey wedding officiating services. We're up in North Jersey, and Andrea is down in Central and South Jersey. So together we cover the whole state, don't we?
Yes, yes.